So hello and welcome back to Go Again Gaming and the league that means absolutely nothing. And I swear this is a brand new episode, albeit I'm here again with Patrick Shaw and we're both wearing the exact same outfits as we did yesterday.
Not filmed back to back at all.
Not at all, absolutely. We actually did this weeks ago, believe it or not. But yeah, back again for what seems like a bit of a Warrior sub-series this week in round 2 of the league that means nothing. Yesterday we casted a Dorinthia versus Dromai game, which was really, really cool, right down to the wire. And today we've got Kassai versus Prism. So Warrior versus Illusionist. 2 Warrior versus Illusionist games, actually. Just struck me. 2 different Warrior versus Illusionist games.
Slightly different flavors, but it is the matchup. It's the matchup we all kind of dread as Warriors.
Really? Yeah. Okay, cool. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one works out, because obviously it's a completely different style of Illusionist and style of Warrior. Before we go down to the table, Pat, who are you? Where can they find you? And all of your good stuff.
My name is Patrick Shaw. I am on the channel Off the Rails TCG. You can find me on YouTube there. Go ahead and go over there, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, like, comment, all that good stuff. We have a new episode of the podcast. The Action Point at this point probably just came out recently. Sure. But it was a great episode to record, a lot of fun. So check it out and check out my past ones there, and of course on social media, Twitter at Off the Rails TCG on there as well.
Fantastic. That'll all be in the description box below as well. So all of Pat's good stuff, and they'll also on this video there'll be a tag to Off the Rails TCG. So if you simply click that, go over there and do everything that Pat just told you to do. That'll be fantastic. But yeah, so let's get down to the game. Quick thoughts going into this one: Kassai versus Prism. What do you reckon?
It's a scary one for Kassai. Prism is a very flexible hero, and if it gets the right angels on board, it can lock out Kassai very easily with the Arclight Angel of Rebirth lockdown combo. Kassai's going to do everything it can to keep cards out of Prism's soul to stop the abilities of the angels to do their thing. So that's usually pretty good with the Valiant Dynamo plus a couple cards. If angels get on board, they got to take them out as soon as possible. Try to pop them using their ward, against them. Dealing even just 1 damage can pop something. If you attack the angels themselves, you still have to attack them as allies. So like if they're 4 toughness, you have to deal 4 damage. But if you attack the opponent and go over the top, you can pop them. For less than 4 damage. So it's going to be tough for Kassai to maintain the balance of clearing board, stopping, blocking heavy to keep cards out of soul, and attacking Prism to progress the game state and try to pull a win out here. So for myself, it's not a great matchup. It'd be very interesting to see how this goes. If Kassai's got the secret sauce on Prism, I'll be taking notes.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously another defining factor of this league as well is that everybody who's participating knows the field before they entered their deck lists, essentially. So there is a bit of metagaming when you play in these confined environments. So maybe these Warriors can easily side in a lot of poppers or a lot of things that can help them in this situation, whereas if it was a meta wide at large, you might not have that sort of ability to do that. So we'll see how it goes, but we've got 2 pretty established players, pretty competitive players as well, I might add. So we've got Florin Loghin, who has actually won a calling. He's top 8 at a few things. So he's playing.
Sure is.
He's playing Kassai, and we've got Will Bradshaw on Prism.
Card guy.
The card guys, yeah. So 2.
That's a hell of a matchup.
Yeah, 2 titans going at it, and they're playing.
I'll tell you what,
they're playing in a league that means nothing.
I tell you, I last week I talked about how this league is great. The thing that you're doing here is fantastic. The ability to compete is something that the players of Flesh and Blood just just love to have the opportunity to do, and to have something like this is great. And thank you for putting it on.
Yeah, no worries at all. I hope everyone's enjoying it. And yeah, we're very much into round 2. And yeah, speaking of which, let's get down to the table now and commentate on this game. Cool, so here we are. We've got Will rolling odds and evens, and I can't remember who chose what when I was editing this. I got the sound on when I edit these videos, but I can't remember who goes first, but it will become apparent very, very shortly. But anything standing out to you here? I can see Goliath. Is Goliath Gauntlet a Prism thing? Awakener of Soul?
It can be. Goliath Gauntlet tells them that they're not afraid of poppers too much. It's used these days for erudition mostly, but you'll likely see something like that late if they can get the the Herald of Erudition over the top of an efficient block, and they know that they can. They will do that. The other thing that stands out is just the quality of player here. Florin Christian Logan is quietly one of the best players in the world. He's one of the more highly decorated ones. And if you look at the GOAT sheet that has been kind of circulated around the Twitter space as the who's the greatest player conversation is happening, Florin is actually very high up. He's got multiple battle hardens. He's got national top 8s. He's got calling wins, PT finals. Like he's got the accolades. And Will Bradshaw is no slouch at the card, guys. I have Florin's info up in front of me. I don't have Will. Will I know is a very good player. I'm sure he's also highly decorated. Not to bury the lead there. But hey, look, they're actually doing stuff. Florin is he's got the 2 Centauri sabers. He's got the run through, giving it go again. It still turned 0, so it did look like Florin went first.
That's right.
I think we're seeing the adjustment to the life total as it were there. We do see on Florin's side the balance of justice. It means they're anticipating either the Herald, there's Herald of Erudition, Angel of Erudition, possibly even like Tome of Divinities. I don't see they're running. Will isn't running Vestige of Soul. It's a good sign that something nasty is happening in that deck. But so we probably don't have to worry about tomes. We see the Grains of Bloodspill, obviously. On Prism's side, we see the boots. The Halo Illumination is get a card in Soul free, which allows Prism to do a whole bunch of stuff here. And the War Tune Herald for 7 is a pretty good start. For Will,
but immediately getting popped by Nourishing. Oh no!
It is. Those boots always give them the ability to get another action point, which we're seeing right here. So Prism is annoying at being able to present usually 2 different types of Phantasm attacks per turn. That new the new Minaris is
that's right.
Notorious for being able to get that angel the Herald doesn't have go again now, but it will be able to, if it hits, they will be able to get a Figment at instant speed, and once they flip that, next turn they're gonna have at least a minimum 2 attacks with go again, and things just get kind of out of hand here.
Yeah, it looks like he's choosing to block with all of his equipment here to stop these early on hits. Because as you say, if any of these heralds hit, it triggers Prism. You go get your Figment, then you flip it with the Empyrean Rapture to then get the ally on board, which is what Florin does not want to see early on. So he's just going to block with armor and then swing the saber back and just try and just keep in the game that way early on here.
Yeah, and those Figments can be tutored. It's not random, so you can just fetch what you want. A Prism has a lockdown combo. It does need Herald, Angel of Erudition. It needs Angel of Rebirth on the board. In order to do that, it needs at least 2 cards in Soul. And if it finds an Arclight Sentinel, there's a lockdown combo there where Kassai just can't play anymore there. And we do see Florin with the run through followed by the blade flurry. So 4 go again. And Prism is just eating that. And coming back with another 4.
Mm-hmm.
Prism already down to 22, taking 10. This is more damage than I've ever dealt to a Prism. What is happening here?
Wow, he's just eating all of it. He's eating all of the damage here.
It means he loves his hand, and that's a scary proposition.
But then,
if he loves his hand that much, we might see the Goliath Gauntlet pop and a Herald of Erudition start things out here.
Yeah, but can Florin just not block? You can still block a Herald of Erudition, right? With the armor he's got on field and stuff.
He does. He has 2, 3, 4. He does have 5 block. Still, might just be waiting to see what Florin does with these. He did eat a lot, so something is afoot here.
Mm-hmm.
5 go again with the blue War Tune.
Yeah, so he's obviously got the go again from Numenaris because he's got a soul shield in his pitch, which is obviously yellow. So that's the reason why this is coming in for 5 go again on the War Tune.
This is one of those attacks. The lower attack value heralds are the annoying ones to try and have to block and deal with getting, letting them hit. And we see Florin kind of acknowledging that and blocking 6. New Prism is running these angelic wraths as a reaction, and sometimes that you're not used to seeing a reaction on in Prism much, but now they have the ability to overshoot your blocks. It can be very disheartening here. And we see War Tune for 5. You got to question how you're going to do that. You commit cards, and they follow up immediately with that breakpoint. Right, it's a 7 attack Herald of Protection, which is much worse. We see Florin actually take that, so it does go into Soul. He gets Will gets a Spectral Shield off of that, and now he's fetching a Figment. All the things happen at once the moment one of these things hits.
Yeah, and it's interesting that there's a lot of this in Flesh and Blood now, where every hero is getting sort of relevant on hits in different ways that sort of synergize with their own thematics as well, and that I think that just feeds into the great design space that we're getting into in this game. It's not the design space of old now that Brian's on board and everything. I think everything's just getting a lot more smoother. But yeah, this is quite threatening now. Bringing out a Figment of Protection from the on hit, getting 2 Spectral Shields, and there's no doubt that he's probably going to flip this into the Angel version as well, just to give Florin something else to think about. And his damage is not, if it goes over the top, it's just not going to deal any damage. It's just going to default to killing the Angel instead, which is what Will wants to do to close this life gap that we've got at the moment. But I don't think the life really matters too much, because Will's doing just what he wants to do and establishing this board and protection. So, and he's going to flip it with the Empyrean Rapture. There we go. I can't remember what this angel is. I'm probably going to. There we go. Aegis, Arcade Angel of Protection. Beautiful piece of art from Soime as well.
I don't know where he's keeping track of his soul. If he has one. I do see the Herald that might have been banished to activate the Prism ability already. But the 2 Spectral Shields are going to cause some issues for Kassai here. But we do see the
Kassai.
Kassai does the Kassai ability. Spoils of War is out. So we are going to look at least a 4 go again, threatening and on hit. But it does have to break through 2 Spectral Shields. It can target the Angel and get the copper, but not the gold, I believe. I believe the gold is a hero hit.
I think you might be right, yeah.
And so Florin doesn't look like he's tracking his currency too much here. So he did take out the Angel, which is good, is what you need to do. Now coming in for just a vanilla 2. The Spectral Shield's going to eat that, so that doesn't really, it doesn't do much. It ends the turn. Should have generated 2 copper off the spoils. Oh gosh, we see the Genesis. Genesis is all the other part of the combo that needs to happen. Genesis puts cards in Soul to fuel the Angel of Rebirth, to continue the Arclight lockdown combo. It is an automatic kill as soon as you can. Once they cast multiple auras, it can be really difficult for Kassai to deal with that.
Yeah, I don't even know there was an end game combo for Prism. That's news to me.
Oh, it's messy, but it is. It's just when you have all the pieces, and I don't think this deck in particular is probably focused around that, but there is a version with usually you can tell by Vestige of Soul being its card, being its chess piece there. You'll see almost like classic Prism stuff, Vestige of Soul and Tome of Divinity, and you just draw a ton of cards, and you're able to do all of these things really, really fast. You get the Arclight Sentinel on there on your turn, so their turn is committed solely to attacking that. So you basically time walk them, and then you just have time to set all this stuff up, and it happens pretty quick. So we see the Saber for 2 coming at. I'm hoping it's coming at the Genesis. If it's coming at Prism, I'm assuming he has a form of Go Again to then follow up. It is the red. All right, red Blade Runner. So next attack is going to come in 4/5.
I think if you're Florin, you just want to try and output as much damage as possible before Prism can really get there.
At 15, yeah, I think you might be trying to race here. I will say, because Genesis is on the board, it is dangerously close to Will being able to establish a board state. Prism wants to take hits, establish a board state, and then stop you from hitting again the rest of the game. So Will eat what he can until he can't afford to do that, or he's established the board to the point where your attacks are pretty much useless. I'll be interested to see where this attack goes. It is 5. I mean, this will tell what Florin's strategy is. It is kind of a waste to do it into a Spectra, so I imagine he is coming in for 5 against.
Oh, it's now
Prism.
8.
But he's got making 8 within the swing.
Soul Shield. Okay, he's blocking 6, so maybe taking 2 from this. Yeah, going down to 13 because of that. And
Soul Shield does go into Soul.
Cool, and he's going to pitch into Grains again. So he's pitched into Grains twice this turn. So he's going to have, again, 2 Vigor on his next turn. So that does help. The fact that he wants to race is just, that's free Saber swings with the Vigor. It's, a lot of extra value. Of course, as we've seen on previous games, with how sort of helpful that can be. And that's what he needs to race this Prism here. But Will's just...
I'm beginning to wonder if that turn where Will ate all that damage, thinking that there was a big turn behind it, he might have just had a few no blocks in addition to a couple angels, and just didn't actually have the ability to block out as much as he wanted to. Without, I don't think he could have blocked out and stopped Kassai from doing her thing. It looks like maybe what happened there. We do see the Halo of Illumination being used, which means Prism is online. So he's fetching Figment out of there. He does need to start establishing his board, and he has Genesis. He has the +2 aura there. The name escapes me at the moment, but now he's got an extra Spectral Shield. He'll add a Figment to this. So, the race is on. The life totals might seem different, but Will is very close to getting that board state where he needs it to be to handle the rest of the game here.
Yeah, Pierce Reality is the one. Is the blue aura.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's the first illusionist attack gets +2. Is that right? That one.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, he's getting the Figment of Erudition, so he's going to get a Ponder token when that enters. So that's always good. And then obviously, I believe the Angel, when it flips, is when it attacks. You draw 2.
Yes. Yeah. When you attack, you do have to banish a card from Soul, but it is simply on attack. You get to draw the 2 cards.
Yeah, so you're going to see a lot of cards in this cycle. He's going to see the 2 from the attack and the Ponder as well. So he's going to see quite a lot of cards here on this.
And it doesn't pop, like it doesn't have Phantasm. So if he's got the resources and he means to, and it looks like he's about to, spend 2, attack with Soraya. There's the card out of Soul. They're gonna draw 2 cards. Scary stuff.
And this has go again as well, right? Because he's pitched into.
Yes, yeah. He has a yellow in. No, that might be a blue. He had 2 floating. He's got 1 card. So I believe he pitched a blue to Halo, and now he's attacking with Soraya. I don't think this has go again.
Okay. Is there any way he can get a yellow into his pitch zone to give it go again? Can he activate the boots to then put a yellow in there, perhaps? Can he do that at instant speed? Is there any...
He would need... No, not offensively. No. I'm trying to think myself. I mean, if he hasn't used Prism's, Prism his ability cost to,
maybe.
So there might be something.
Yeah.
Might be something he can pay into.
Oh, hold on a sec. That Empyrean Rapture, that's got an ability on it, right? Where it gains ward if you pay 1.
Yes, I think that still needs to happen on the defensive side. I could be wrong.
Okay, well. We'll soon find out.
I like where your head's at. I honestly don't know enough of Prism Wake
No, I don't.
To dispute. It does look like he does not have an avenue to pitch into something unless he has I think maybe an aura at instant speed.
Because I mean all of this card draw is great, but you can't follow it up. You're just going to Arsenal on pass with those cards, right? So
he does have those cards in hand. He'll need, and he does have the Spectral Shield and 2 Spectral Auras on top of the Angel with Ward. So he does, no matter what, he can stop 5 damage just off the bat without having to lose a single card, which is about what Kassai can do, in some of these turns.
Oh, okay. Here we
look at you.
Yeah.
Guy looks like he pitched into the Rapture robe to ensure go again.
There we go. Yeah, once per turn instant, pay 1. So he's pitched a yellow. He's obviously got 1 floating. Gets Ward's end of turn. That doesn't matter because he's not being...
Well done.
He's not being attacked. So yeah, here we go. Combat trick, basically.
Yeah. No, it was. That's very good, Az.
So he's taken 4 from the Soraya, and now it's going to follow up with the Goliath Gauntlet being popped.
Yep. That means I smell a Herald of Erudition.
Yep, there it is.
Gets the +2 from because it's the first attack with Phantasm. So
jeez, that's 10.
We're actually looking at a 9, I believe. 5/2/2.
Oh, 5/2/2. Yeah, sorry, I thought it was 6. That would be ridiculous if it was 6.
It would be ridiculous if it's 6. But a 9 dominate still sucks. Does he have? He's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. He's got 8 if he has a defense reaction. He does have 9, which would be big. It looks like he's saying armor block is happening. He's got that card in hand. Is he floating it? No, okay. He's got 5. I don't think he has enough, though. 5, 6.
I don't hate this, though, because...
Not 3. There it is. Okay. 3 with a that all you got from Arsenal. That is a crucial block here. That's Will selling out, right, for this exact play to draw 2 more cards and extract all the value he can out of this turn. And Florin does an effective job of not only shutting it down, but being able to block with the Balance of Justice and then popping it after the combat chain resolves in order to draw a card replacing the spoils that was used to block, and showing just how good balance can be into a hero that does draw multiple cards.
Yeah, and obviously it's a great situation to be in as well, because again we've built up the value from the vigor from the previous turn. So the card that he used to block alongside the balance not only has replaced itself, but he's got 2 resources to start here, which can just set off the combat chain with these sabers. So yeah, very, very massively crafted there, and that's what he's doing now, just swinging with the saber for a naked 2 with 1 still floating.
Yeah, Florin is really handling himself well into this matchup. It's nice to see. Kassai at the high levels is getting a lot of love, but Prism is obviously very scary. To see somebody of Florin's caliber piloting my favorite hero is it's encouraging. Is what it is.
Absolutely.
And it does look like he is. Will was gesturing towards the Soraya. I'm wondering if he was dealing damage to her, but he does react with a Blade Runner, so 2 does have go again. Next swing will be for 4.
Yep, so Soraya's dead. And yeah.
Interesting.
So this whole play here as well, this saber, the saber that killed Soraya, plus the follow-up, which is going to give the next saber +2, was all done off of the vigor tokens. So yeah, getting a lot of value out of that. And now he looks like he's activating Kassai to...
Yeah, Blade Runner yellow going right into the graveyard once it resolves is now an eligible yellow card.
Yep.
And he uses that to activate Kassai's ability. I will say, I do think that I believe Will chose to pop the Angel of Erudition with the ward ability, negating the 2 damage initially, because it would not have been enough to kill the Angel. But we do have the Saber for 4 now, threatening a gold on hit. Now Will has to respect with cards in hand.
We've still got 2 floating as well from Florin with, I believe, 2 cards in hand. But yeah, that's just going to pop the shield and take 3.
He's going to take 3, yep, and lose the shield in the process. Florin doing a good job of keeping that board clear. He's got that gold. He's doing, he's doing all the things that we talked about earlier that he would need to do in order to, keep ahead here. And Will on Prism down to 10. Still has Genesis on the board. That's a lot of value out of a card. Is Genesis, and it's stayed on the board since it got cast, and that's a dangerous proposition.
But we're in that situation now as well, where Will's at 10, Florin's at 29. Florin's accumulating this value. He's got a gold out there. He's got a vigor out there as well, so he can draw a card, make all of his sabers free. He can be able to potentially present a lot of damage. But yeah, coming in with a War Tune Herald now for 9 because of the Pierce Reality. So this is a 9 Phantasm coming in now, which is just absolutely absurd. For one resource or 1 energy, whatever you want to call it these days, you're coming in for 9, which is pretty good. Regardless, right?
That is, yeah, 1 card 9 seems pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty cut and dry. You're pretty good.
That's also got an on hit as well because of Prism's ability. So it's actually a lot more than that. So we'll see.
Yeah, 1 card 9 with an on hit.
Yeah.
Fair. Flesh and blood, just as
fair fab.
James White intended.
Absolutely.
And it is. This is exactly what James White wants. Loves Prism.
Absolutely adores Prism.
Florin's blocking 4, blocking 8. Will he's I think he's digging for an extra reaction of some kind. Oh, what's he doing?
I think he meant to block with Brave Forge as well.
Okay. All right.
Just to cover it up.
The league does need nothing. Sometimes sequencing is a little rough.
Exactly.
Even the best players in the world need a takesy-backsy.
Absolutely, but we're seeing...
Ooh, the Celestial Reprimand. Wait, what? What's happening here?
That doesn't do anything. That just prevents poppers, right?
Yeah, it just unpops.
Maybe it's been stuck in the arsenal for a while. He just wants to get it out, perhaps.
Yeah, that is a very interesting card to see in this deck, especially against Kassai. I don't know if I would have run that, but again, I am not a very good Prism player. I don't like Prism at all.
I mean,
but it does look like he was able to stop the attack. Florin is doing a very good job of playing disciplined Flesh and Blood. He hasn't started with a lot of non-attacks and leave himself vulnerable for arc light responses so that it negates the follow-up saber. Here it is something he has to watch out for if he's going for the gold, as it were. Any action he takes place before sword swing leaves him vulnerable to having to kind of waste that turn on an arc light. But he's been leading with his saber, more often than not, which is what you have to do here.
Yeah, and it's just these little sabers as well, right? It's like coming in for 2, coming in for 4, coming in for 2, coming in for 5. It's not like Will wants to even chuck his hand in front of those sorts of attacks either. So that
does break the gold, so he is going for it. There's a Heart of Findel. Man be fancy. Will does not respond. Allows the card draw. Gorg Tome, double card draw.
Do you reckon he drew into the tome with the gold? That would have been a bit...
He absolutely did. It's actually like the worst card you can
funny.
Can see when you draw from gold. It's like, oh, it's the nothing card that just draws another card. Damn it. Does activate Kassai, threatening a gold here. Whenever he chooses to swing. We love a red slice and dice. Gives +1 on the first attack, +3 on the second attack. Total of 4, 0 cost 4. We love those in Flesh and Blood. So this is coming in for 3. Does not currently have Go Again, but does have 2 resources, 2 cards in hand. Presumably one of them is a source of Go Again. Blocks with a Warmonger's Diplomacy, will not get the buff on the Saber, so still just... clean 3 block on 3 damage. Florin looks like he's debating on how he's going to give this Go Again. Looks like he's going to pay into it with a 1. In an agile engagement.
Interesting.
But doesn't get the agility token. All right, gets the +3. So it is just a 1 cost 3. It is a 2 block attack reaction. But an interesting card choice there. But it pays off, hitting Will for 2 extra points of damage, and it looks like Florin does get a Vigor token. Love to see them, and a gold token. Love to see that as well.
Yeah, and he can still swing the second saber for nothing because he's drawn a card this turn, right? Oh, he didn't have Go Again. No, so he's just
He did not have Go Again. Yep.
Just going for the damage then. So cool. So you got seeing Will doing a Genesis trigger now and getting a Spectral Shield from maybe a Herald of something being put into the soul, perhaps. Oh no, you get it anyway. You get the Spectral Shield anyway.
You get it from Genesis. Yeah, you get it from Genesis.
Cool.
Herald of Erudition, 5 dominate. Nope, 7 dominate because of Pierce Reality. Gross.
Oh.
Pops it. Oh, what a timely pop.
Wow. That's savage.
Oh, man. Florin putting on a clinic.
But yeah, looks like he's activating the Phantasmal Footsteps, but then just maybe to get a card out of the hand or something that he doesn't want to see, perhaps using it as a filter there.
Yeah, he definitely called it a day after that one. It looks like the wind's a little out of the sails. Prism, it does have some vulnerabilities that Florin is taking advantage of. He's like I said, he's done everything he needs to do this game, and has had the poppers in hand. I think I see a nourishing in his hand now as well. It'll be interesting to see what this turn does look like. He's going to use the vigor and pitch the that all you got in order to crack the gold draw card. So we're going to have free sabers. Still have a resource floating. We'd love to see it. So we're going to swing saber for 2. He's going to block for 3. We're going to pay 1. Going to give it a go again. Next weapon attack gets +3.
Oh,
and
that blade
another
flurry.
+2 blade flurry. So aggressive.
So many savage
Yes,
swings.
Florin. Do it. Do the thing.
Pure blood spill.
Is coming in for 4. 4 go again.
4 go again, followed by +3, +2, 8.
Yeah, this will come in for 7. 3. He's doing the same math as we are. +2 +3 is 5. +2 is 7.
7, that's
That's
it.
what I've got.
Oh, okay. 10.
+3 is 10. We're in reactions. All right, Soul Shield coming out of Arsenal. Blocking 6 of 10, taking 4.
Jeez.
Looks like there's a little debate on the math. All right, there we go. Taking the 4 down to 4. Will's in a tough spot now.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the person, not the hero. Prism is still generating a spectral shield each turn with Genesis. He is putting a card in Soul each turn. So he's making the things happen. Florin is just having the answers to those to the questions that Will has asked this game.
Yeah, it seems like this week on the League That Means Nothing, the Warriors really have just teamed up and battered the Illusionists, and just having the right things at the right time. Like that nourishing pop was very crucial for not letting that erudition go through.
It does look like there's in the Herald of Triumph. These heralds are very effective into a lot of what these warriors and others are carrying. That -1 affects a lot of what we see people carry. Those CNCs and nourishings are now 5 attacks, so it doesn't make sense to pop them, or they can't. And if you are going to block with them, it's just going to be a 3 block. So many a player has put a popper in front of them, at a high enough level tournament where they cannot take it back and just have to deal with the extra 3 damage they didn't think they were getting over the top.
Yeah. So this is still coming in for 8 because of the Pierce reality, and obviously it's still threatening the on-hit effect of Prism searching a Figment. So there are still decision points to be made on Florin's side here, despite the life disparity. Those Figments can still present a bit of an annoyance when you're trying to close it out. So I think he just maybe wants to just try and block these on hits and just continue to swing sabers. And keep that arsenal, whatever that arsenal is. But we will see. Looks like he is trying to debate
Yeah, for sure. Will is definitely at a low enough life total where, as long as Florin can poke, or threaten just even 1 or 2 damage, if he pokes for 1, it's 25% of Will's life total. That's a pretty good exchange at this point in his game. It does look like he's fetching. The erudition Figment, the protection Figment are both very good. Here's the Figment of Rebirth. This does allow the recycling of things to happen. So we could see Herald of Erudition come again. You can see the Figments come back.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing.
Maybe not the Figments, but definitely the Eruditions. Coming back, so constantly being able to threaten that card draw. This is kind of like if you were Kano, they stifled your wildfire. You're still going to try to lessons in lava and try to fetch for your other lines here. Angel Rebirth does allow that to happen. And I will say, it's super late, but Genesis and Angel of Rebirth are crucial parts of that lockdown combo that I was mentioning earlier. So if an Arclight Sentinel comes in, things could get interesting. But Florin not allowing for that to happen before he swings, at least for 2. So we do see that coming in, blocked by a Herald. So it will get a +1 to 3. Still a clean 3 block on 3 damage. And we'll see what Florin has for reactions. Bradshaw at 4. I think every decision matters at this point.
Yeah, this is going to be. It's going to be interesting to see what he does with this now, because obviously if he reacts over the top, he's just going to pop the Angel or kill the Angel. So it's going to get go again.
Yeah, if he goes over the top, and he's got Blade Runner and Blade Flurry. It's been the combination of the day so far. Man, Florin has had that at least once before in a crucial time. And here we see it again, going over the top of the block and taking out the Angel of Rebirth. I don't know if Will has much recourse here. He's coming in for another 7. He's got a card in arsenal.
And a card in hand as well.
Yeah, and the card in hand. He's got the juice.
Does Kassai run Iron Song response? Do you think?
Yeah, it does. It's usually coming out of the sideboard for certain matchups, but it is definitely a card you are likely to see in Kassai and CC. Right now he shows the glint, so he is drawing, triggers the reprise. Wondering if that's the card that will win them the game. He is asking, I don't know, I think he activated bracers, so they're doing some math on what the Spectral Shield broke, and it does. And he takes the 1, pokes him for 1. Look, it's tough. Oh, he's got the go again and into the nourishing. And I think that's dominated. Yeah, he's like, how did that happen? I gave it go again. Blocks for 3.
That's it.
GG's. Oh,
wow.
Man. What an ending sequence. The Saber gets go again, gets the buff from the Blade Flurry. The second Saber is coming in for 7. He has the go again in hand, draws a card. For the resource, that's a yellow Blade Runner that he had drawn into that allowed him to pitch for the ending Nourishing, which had Dominate because was consistent with his Kassai activations.
Yeah, that's a great way to finish. I bet Will was like, oh, it had go again. Right, okay, and now the Nourishing's coming in. Wow, what a way to finish. What a way to finish. But wow, yeah. That was pretty crazy. I think again, a lot of the warriors that we've seen over this last week for the League That Means Nothing have just had a couple of the right things at the right times, to be honest. And then, but also on off the back of that, they've had some very, very good, masterfully crafted and very patient plays at the same time. So well done to Florin.
For sure, and that really is a testament to that's some high level skill play, is what you're seeing there. What Florin just did is a masterclass on how Kassai can deal with Prism, and I think people should watch that match for years to come, as long as Kassai and Prism Awakener Soul are in this meta. It's one of those things. If you prepare, or if you work hard enough, there's an old saying in a fighter that I used to hang out with, who said, "The harder I train, the luckier I get when it comes to the fight." Right, like training for all those possibilities, opportunities to make things happen, open up, and Florin is a world class, flesh and blood player, showing off how patience and good setups and make things happen.
Yeah, absolutely. There's the saying of make your own luck as well. We've all heard it before. It's about, doing the thing constantly, and when the opportunity comes, you're exploiting it because you're there, you're in the moment, you've done all the practice, you've done all the stuff that when the moment comes, you're ready for it, essentially. So, yeah, absolutely right. And, yeah, good analogies all round because, yeah, I remember you like a lot of UFC, didn't you, if I remember correctly?
Back in the day,
Back in the
I
day.
got a little cauliflower ear for myself as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that's been a great game. Thanks for coming on this week for the League That Means Nothing to cast some Warrior games with me. And yeah, it's been a great time. Thanks very much. And before we close off, and shill all your stuff again, please.
Will do. I am Patrick Shaw. You can find me on Off the Rails TCG, my YouTube channel. There, I host the podcast, The Action Point. New episode is coming out, or has come out already. It's a very good episode. So please go to the channel, subscribe, like, comment, click the bell for notifications, and then go over to Twitter at Off the Rails TCG and follow me there, where you can get all sorts of channel updates.
Fantastic.
In 2024, we're doing it. We're doing the thing.
Good stuff. Yeah. Excellent. But until next time.
Thank you again, Az. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No worries at all. If there's any more Warrior games in the weeks to come, we've got quite a lot of content for the League That Means Nothing. So just for people that are watching this and for your knowledge as well, we've got 7 rounds before it goes to a top 8. So there's always going to be more room for casting and coverage. So if we get more Warriors, we get more Warrior games, we are going to get a lot more, then you're more than welcome to come back on again if you want to do this again.
Sure.
Fantastic. But I didn't mean to put you on the spot there because we're still rolling. But
no, hey, no, look, hey, I'll cast any game. If you need a pinch hitter, you just let me know. I do a little bit of everything.
Fantastic. Lovely old job. Make sure you go check out Off the Rail TCG where you can. Links in the description box below. But until next time, this has been the League That Means Nothing, and we'll see you do it all over again very, very soon on Go Again Gaming. Cheers.
well done.
Wow.
Well done.
Brilliant. I'm leaving that in. Lovely old job.
Yeah.